Although Wizard Kelly was a made-up character, he also was an exaggeration on how capitalism could operate, feel, and even look.
Look, Wizard, you can't just buy us off with some hot fried bread. Mmm.
If it wasn't for Tony.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning back in. I'm back with another Proud Family analysis video, character analysis, and this is on Wizard Kelly. And fans of the show, new or old, y'all should know who Wizard Kelly is. He was the black capitalist of the show, of the city, of all the characters. He was the richest character. Famous basketball player turned entrepreneur. Basically a parody of certain celebrities, which I'm gonna get into. And in this character analysis, it's gonna be about Wizard Kelly, but I also wanna give my opinion and my commentary on capitalism as a whole. And I really wanna know what y'all think about that, because I know we all have our own opinions, especially within the workforce and just in general, in the media, everything. And piggybacking off a previous video I did where I said that the Proud Family was a show where you look at most of the episodes, the lighter skinned characters were more favored. Wizard Kelly, the capitalist, the richest man of the show, was a dark skinned black man. But what attributes did they give him? He was self-absorbed, power hungry, money hungry, and just an opportunist.
I'll invest.
Wizard Kelly?
Any chance he could get money, that's all he needed. That's all he wanted. He didn't care about nothing else. He didn't care about helping out. Everything was for the money.
The only place the wizard walks to is the bank.
Now let's talk about how the whole city that the Proud Family is based in revolves around Wizard Kelly and his businesses and investments.
Welcome to the Wizard Kelly Dollar Theater, where you can watch a movie in Espanol. My many businesses, the selling of my musical records has gone through the roof. Wizard Kelly's, look out, you're surrounded. Wizard Kelly Teen Queen to win the chance to be Wizard Kelly for a whole day.
The town is even named after him. He gets richer and richer and richer while the middle class just gets to live their average everyday life. Nothing wrong with that, but compared to his life and the way he promotes it and the way he have all these competitions and all of this and all of that, just basically throwing his wealth in their face where their money is the one that's funding it. It's kind of like that's the way capitalism works, where it's like it's a system designed to keep the rich richer and to keep everybody else below.
Yeah, Mr. Roscoe is the only guy in this whole country who's richer than me.
And as you continue to watch the show, you continue to watch episodes, especially the ones with Wizard Kelly in it, you realize that he's just the exaggeration of a person, business, or corporation who preys on the less fortunate to feed their own hunger of wealth. Another running gag with the show is how we never really got to see Wizard Kelly's face. That was a running gag. You know how basketball players are so tall that, sometimes the camera cuts off at their neck, you never really get to see their face. That was a running gag with his character. But I feel like I could interpret that, many of us can interpret that in many different ways as we get older, as we learn about capitalism and what it is. Also see it as them not showing his face, symbolizing how corporations benefit off capitalism without really showing who they are, with being anonymous. Now the characters can see, but the watchers can't. Sometimes capitalism is faceless. It's a corporation. It's this, it's that. Somebody signing a check, somebody signing off on this deal, somebody doing this, somebody doing that. All these things are happening, all these decisions are being made, and most of the time the public never knows. How many of us work for certain jobs, certain businesses, and there's a CEO or SCO or whatever of the company, but how many of y'all know how they look?
Down like that, okay?
The people that sign your checks, the people that make this decision, the people that do pay cuts and do this and do that, or finally decide to give you a raise once every 2 years, how many of y'all even know how they look? This is a blunt truth, but I'm here to tell y'all, a lot of these jobs, a lot of these corporations that we work for don't care about y'all. Y'all just seen as a shift filler. You're seen as another worker. You're replaceable. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, I recently hurt my hand at my job. That's getting handled. Workers' comp. If you know, you know, right? But although there was the concern, oh, what happened? Oh, I hope you're okay. I hope you feel better. Da 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 da. There was also low key that feeling of, oh, when you gonna be able to come back?
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? What shift you had today? What shift were you supposed to work? Like, now, you know, you could hurt yourself. Somebody in your family could pass away. You could pass away, and these jobs will move on without you. It's all about the money. It's all about the business. That's just how it is. That's how capitalism has caused a lot of people and businesses and managers and everybody to think. It is what it is. That's just how it is. Capitalism can really be a faceless entity that affects so many, you know, the less fortunate. And that's just a way that not showing Wizard Kelly's face can be interpreted. What did y'all think? Like, when y'all growing up, I know this, like they did this in the Pop-Up Girls with the mayor's wife, Miss Bellum, I think her name was. She had that red suit. Why do y'all think they chose not to show Wizard Kelly's face? Do y'all agree with me? Of course, it's the thing, he's so tall, he's a basketball player, but I feel like there was other reasons why they chose not to show his face, and that could be a major reason. Along with being a capitalist, Wizard Kelly also showed that he was a shrewd businessman, and he could cut you off, do this, do that. If you didn't serve him in that moment, you were done.
You can't fire us! We have a contract!
Not anymore.
And also with that episode where he tried to invest in Sugar Mama's Get Up and Go bars that were becoming a big popular sensation, to the point where Sugar Mama's bars were selling more than Wizard Kelly's little bars. He has competition. Now he wants to know, he wants to buy the formula. We also learned in the episode that he didn't even finish school.
You left junior high for the NBA.
No, I left junior high for $20 million.
And now with basketball players or sports figures, you know, entertainment industry, you'll find those stories of them not finishing school because they got a deal, they got this, they got that. And it's kind of like a lot of people say, well, why they need to finish high school? Why they need to go to college if they was offered this amount of money to throw a basketball, to catch a football, to guard this, to make a touchdown? You could make a touchdown, get millions of dollars a year, or go to school for 4 to 5 years and then get a degree and can't get a job afterwards. I mean, which one would you choose? Sad but true, but that's just the way society is designed, especially in America. The economics has it to where you make it to that, 1 to 5% who gets it to a certain college, you get that sports scholarship, you make it into the NFL, the NBA, go through college basketball first, if that, go to a basketball camp, you make it into the leagues, you make it into a certain team, all of a sudden, your salary is a few million a year, right? What do y'all think about that? How do y'all feel that in this economy, you know how to throw a football, you know how to make hoops, you know how to guard, you know how to dribble, you know how to make a touchdown, you know how to do offense on the football field, you win the Super Bowl, you win this championship, right? You're getting millions of dollars a year as a sports figure. But we have teachers, lawyers, doctors, service workers making less than 1% of the money these sports figures make. Of course, it's entertainment, it's this, it's that. People love football, people love basketball, people love golf, all the sports. You got people like Tiger Woods, this one. But it's the fact that someone that plays sports on a high level can make all this money, all these endorsement deals, all of this, all of that, because of their sports life, because of their sports career. But then you got all these regular people that are saving the world, saving lives, teaching, educating, providing food and support and shelter, all these different things, right? And they live in paycheck to paycheck, if that.
Could somebody please make it make sense?
Speaking of the sports figures, most of us that know that Wizard Kelly is a play off the name Magic Johnson, and Magic Johnson was a huge, really famous basketball player in like the 80s, 90s, and he made a lot of money off of basketball during his career. But what's a theme you'll notice with a lot of these black basketball players? They made a lot of money during the height of their career, right? But it's after their career 10, 20, 30 years later that they make the most money. That Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, just to name a few, are billionaires now. Or at least their net worth is over $1 billion. Who's another one? I know y'all see the commercials. Shaquille O'Neal, popular basketball player in the early 2000s with Kobe Bryant. He made a lot of money, but now Shaq is worth almost $500 million because of all the different businesses and things he invested in. I know y'all see all the commercials with Shaq, Papa John's, grills, this, that, insurance, all these different things that these basketball players invest in, and they become way more successful, way more wealthy than they were when they were actually playing basketball. You see how that works? If you play your cards right, being a huge sports figure can become even more lucrative when you're done playing. You know, you retire, you hung up your jersey, you still have that fame, you still have that notoriety to where Shaquille O'Neal's signing this, okay. LeBron James, okay. Magic Johnson, okay. Michael Jordan that made so much money off the Jordan sneakers. I mean, do I even have to explain that? Now, like I said, Bruce Kelly was a exaggeration. He was like the antagonist of the show. You know, really have that evil touch to him. I don't really think that Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan and this one are just running around like throwing their money in people's face. But it's just a thing where, you know, they are black capitalists, right? Not to say that they're using their money in the most evil ways, but it's kind of like all that money, they have more money than they know what to do with. What are they doing with the money? Are they helping out the black community, right? Or just communities in general? One of the criticisms with black capitalists is, y'all got all this money, are y'all gonna help the black community? Are y'all gonna help this? Are you gonna help this? LeBron James, for example, he used his money and he opened up a school in an underprivileged community, right? But if you look it up, it's a lot of things happened with that school. There was a lot of crime and all of this and all of that, and the school was not really doing that well, but he still took the time, the money, and the energy to invest in a school for underprivileged kids in an underprivileged neighborhood. You know, we don't know what all of these basketball players and all these entertainment figures do with their money, especially the ones that make it to that 300 million plus net worth. But it's kind of like, y'all got all this money, what are y'all gonna do with it?
Wow, that's a great question.
It's like a hoard of wealth. And then the people, the lower class citizens or the lower class people that really helped y'all get this money, that's buying your products that y'all promoting and invested in and going on y'all tours, I'm gonna get into that, buying y'all CDs, buying y'all records, buying y'all albums, buying y'all products, y'all not really helping them out. You know, people could be a fan and they can support you, but it's like, how are y'all supporting us back? Y'all capitalizing off of the money that we give y'all, and y'all just like on a high horse, like collecting awards, collecting trophies, plaques, championship rings, and you know, the most people that's helping y'all still living paycheck to paycheck. That's the way capitalism works. Like I said earlier, it's designed to keep the rich richer and everyone below still below. That's another issue I want to get into with the whole thing of like, okay, we have certain capitalists, certain entertainment figures that have a lot of money and it's well known, and you even have fans that'll be like, oh, such and such can buy you and sell you, da 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 da. It's just like, okay, you talking like that because they said something against them, they could buy and sell you too. They got 100 times more money than you too. So it's like you defending this capitalist for having so much money, but it's like, where's that getting you?
We got some figuring to do. Let's see.
And I say this because it brings me to a certain episode where they asked Wizard Kelly about something going on in the world and something political. And he gave such an answer that was like a throwaway answer. He still promoted it, still brought it back to his own stuff, promoting his own stuff.
What do you think about the current political and religious clashes in India?
Good question. It all started with an orange basketball.
Who's a big, black, famous power couple in the entertainment industry right now? JayZ and Beyonce, right? Now, these are not my words. I've seen over the last few months many viral tweets about Beyonce, especially because she's been on this Renaissance tour and it's being promoted as, oh, the experience of a lifetime, this is that, it's a free experience, you get to have a lot of fun, and she's promoting all of this freedom and, you know, a celebration of this, a celebration of that, and you know, right? She's basically selling a dream, you know, selling these tickets for like thousands of dollars too. And now Beyonce has the most successful tour of one of the most successful tours of all time, especially for a black artist, and that's commendable. That's a great feat. But a lot of people are saying like, oh wow, Beyonce, you doing all this, promoting this tour, you have all of this notoriety, you have all of this fame, all of this money from these lower class people, right? Supporting you, your fans, and all this other stuff. You have this platform, but you're not really using it to talk about a lot of political issues going on in the world. It is not to say that, oh, Beyonce talks about something, it's just going to disappear. But it's kind of like, wow. I saw a tweet where it was just like, Beyonce is on this major tour, going to all these different cities, having everyone do the mute challenge. Look around, everybody on mute. But a lot of people say when it comes to political issues and using your platform to talk about these things or to help out, she's on mute.
Look around, everybody on mute.
Like I said, those are not my words. I saw a tweet that went viral basically saying that, and I'm like, what do you think about that? When you get to a certain level, you get to a certain net worth, are you or should you be responsible for using your platform and using your wealth to help out and do this, or at least talk about it, make a post about it on social media or something? Because a lot of people are saying it's like, wow, all these things going on in the world. Some countries are at war. Little kids, women, men, innocent people are dying, right? And Beyonce's Renaissance movie is showing in some of these countries, you're financially benefiting in some of these countries going through all this war and tragedy, and you're not even speaking out about it. You're just like, okay, whatever. Okay, make sure you buy these Renaissance tickets. Make sure you buy my album. Red carpet premieres, this, that. Posting Instagram pictures in your nice little outfits, you know, with the blonde hair. And that's kind of like, whatever. And you got some fans like, oh, she don't got to talk about it. Oh, y'all worry about Beyonce. What about this one? What about that one? They want to ask y'all, when you make it to a certain net worth, when you make it to a certain level, should you be responsible for helping out? Now, we don't know. A lot of these celebrities and sports figures and entertainment figures like Beyonce, like this one, like that one, like these basketball players, they could be donating to a lot of charities behind the scenes. They're just not making it public. But it's a thing where it's like, when you want people to buy your merchandise, buy your tickets, you know, come to your games, do this, do that, come to your tours, y'all promoting that. But when you can promote things that help people that are underprivileged or going through war, going through famine, world hunger, you're on mute. You think about an artist like Michael Jackson in the 90s. He had this whole Heal the World Foundation. Michael Jackson even went on a tour that made millions of dollars. He donated, if not all, at least 90% of the proceeds to his Heal the World Foundation, which helped a lot of countries. An artist like Michael Jackson was one of those artists that gave back to a lot of different underprivileged people around the world, not just in America, around the world. And if you look up his stats, he donated over $300 million to many charities throughout his lifetime. You know, every artist is not going to be like Michael Jackson, but it's just like when you make it to a certain level and you have all this money that you know what to do with, I mean, help a brother out, help a sister out. I mean, that's all people saying. I agree with that, but a lot of people have a different take with that. And with Wizard Kelly and the Proud Family, I know I went on a tangent, but like I said, with the show like the Proud Family, it speaks to the realism and things, right? Wizard Kelly was just one of those capitalists that was just all for himself. He didn't care.
There must be something wrong.
Let's talk about how in the reboot, when Maya and everybody else was trying to do a protest against the statue of a slave owner, Wizard Kelly even had the police called on them.
Stop until that statue of that slave owner comes tumbling down.
After going on and on, Wizard Kelly has them arrested.
Officers, Please put these little kids in cuffs, y'all.
Wow. This is a new low, even for him. I know some of y'all might say, well, what else was he supposed to do? He didn't even want to hear them out. Capitalists like Wizard Kelly spare no one, young or old, and will step on anyone to get or stay where they want to be. Even as a black man, and you see what they were trying to protest, he didn't care about none of that. They were stopping his bag. They were stopping his money. To a black capitalist like Wizard Kelly, money trumps everything. And I really want to know, what did y'all think about Wizard Kelly and the Proud Family? What did y'all think about his character arc? How do you think they handled the exaggeration of capitalism through his character? And what do you think about, in general, capitalism as a whole? How you have basketball players and entertainers that can make all this money doing this and doing that, when you have service workers and teachers and doctors and lawyers making under 1% of that. You know how to throw a football. You know how to do choreography and sing. You making millions of dollars. But people saving lives, feeding people, educating kids, they living paycheck to paycheck, if that. I know I went on different tangents, and I might make separate videos about each of these little things because this is a big topic I've always wanted to talk about. I know a lot of y'all want to talk about, and I'm interested to know what y'all think. So please, let me know your thoughts down below. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching and listening. I'll see y'all in the next video.